look at the activities in the last week, the group has in total postings on in the order of around 700. I'll not take much time. I will actually hand it over to Subhashish. I'm also very keen, eager to know how to really build a LinkedIn group of that size and also keep them active. That's something that's a mystery for me as well, like most of you, and that's the reason we are here. So without any further delay, let me just hand it over to Subhashish. Subhashish, so logistically the way we'll operate is everybody, you are in the muted state right now. So if you want to say anything, if you have any questions, just mention it in the chat section and we'll take it up. Subhashish, whenever you want me to change the slide, let me know. I'll just shift the slide. Okay. So
I'll do that, Kapil. Thank you so much, Kapil. Greetings, everyone. My name is Subhashish Paul, and as Kapil mentioned, I'm currently the owner of LinkedIn's the Recruitment Network Group, which has more than 250,000 members right now. And yes, with reference to discussion, so what has happened is that in the last couple of months, we've seen a slight glitch from LinkedIn, wherein all the new members, their discussions automatically get moderated. That is, it awaits my action for each and every comment. So that is the reason you see a limited number of discussions being posted over there, because every comment from that's currently being posted has to be moderated by me. So earlier it used to be auto-posted, and this slight glitch has definitely increased my work somewhat because, as you can just understand my situation, that if you have a group that size, I have close to 2,000, 3,000 posts happening on a daily basis. So moderating them does take a lot of time. So first of all, to begin with, just wanted to thank Kapil for this opportunity to have me over here to talk about LinkedIn groups and share some insights on how to manage a LinkedIn group and make it successful. So what I'll also try is share some tips that has helped me grow my LinkedIn group and become the top 5 career focused groups on LinkedIn today. So with that, we'll move on to the next slide, Kapil. Thank you. So I'm not going to start by saying what is LinkedIn, because this is something that everyone knows about it. LinkedIn is one of the most professional social networking site today. So, and what I want to do is, before I go into groups, I wanted to make you understand why is it important for you. And what I was able to do is get some stats from the January 2013, which is uploaded by a site called globalrecruitmentgroundtable.com, which happens to be a leading blog about employer branding, recruitment, and selection. So according to the report that was published to them, it mentioned that LinkedIn now has more than 200 million members worldwide. And one more stat is that it's currently visited by more than 50 million unique users each week via the web. So that's a big number. And if you're looking at marketing, if you're looking at, just being visible on a professional basis, so this is a social networking site that you cannot ignore anymore. And just on that side, if you look at the group stats, they're currently more than 14,366 recruitment-related groups alone. And the recruitment network has been currently listed on number 2 in that report, which is on Jan 2013. And as per that date, the group had 234,000 members, which is now 252,000 as of yesterday when I last checked. So moving on to the next slide. And before I start talking about this slide, let me just start mentioning what is a LinkedIn group. So to put it very simply, a LinkedIn group is a community of like-minded professionals who share a common interest. And groups provide members with a space to share, update, discuss relevant topics, and network with others. There are a lot of groups on LinkedIn on a variety of categories, as you can well imagine, and you could look into join anyone that you consider relevant to your expertise or where you think your prospective clients are likely to be today. So let's look at the first question. Why create a LinkedIn group? As I mentioned, there are a lot of groups over there. So there has to be a very valid reason for people to be creating so many groups. And if you ask each of LinkedIn's largest group owners why they built their big large groups, you'll find that, I mean, there are as many reasons as people. So from personal perspective, I personally created the recruitment network in 2007 to find myself an opportunity, a job. And it was at that point in time when I was seeking new opportunities, and I decided to create a group to help me network with hiring managers and potential recruiters. And LinkedIn was emerging as one of the top professional networking sites at that time, and creating a group helped me demonstrate my social media expertise and get an opportunity. So that was my reason. So LinkedIn groups enable people to establish their own community within the larger LinkedIn business network in a seamless and organic way. And they are one of the most powerful aspects of a professional social media today. There are a lot of articles that have already been written on the benefits of creating a LinkedIn group, and I will just highlight and focus on a few of them that I feel are at the very top right now. So if you look at the first point, it talks about it helps to expand your reach. So LinkedIn, as we just looked at the last slide, it has more than 200 million members, and the LinkedIn groups provide you with great networking capability and help you expand your current reach. For example, the first question that we normally ask each other is, how many LinkedIn connections do you have? I mean, on a personal and individual level. So someone might have 20, someone might have 1,000, 2,000 in your first degree connections. But the point of the matter is that joining groups can help you expand your reach to as many as, say, 5 million members. And the value in creating a group is that if a group grows large enough, you increase your exposure to other LinkedIn members. So this, the more your group grows, it provides, the more value it provides, the more likely you will receive positive benefits from managing the group, because at the end of the day, your group is seen as something that you are trying to spearhead. It's like a thought leadership platform on your end. Looking at the next point, it helps to communicate your message easily. So LinkedIn groups allow members to communicate with all members of the group that you belong to, and even to those members that you currently don't know or are not connected to. So LinkedIn groups provide you that additional feature to just send a message to a member who you are currently part of the same group. So group members can post and respond to discussions showcasing their expertise, and group owners can use this announcement feature to send out weekly messages to the group members. And this is probably one of the most powerful features within LinkedIn groups. And instead of spending a huge sum of amount every year on email marketing, you can simply create a group and send them weekly updates for free. So a good audience aggregation platform over here. So these are people who understand and what your group is all about, and they are interested to learn more and get more content from you, get more information from you. Next point is it helps you grow your network, and this is something that we all want to do today. And as discussed before, LinkedIn groups are made of people that you have something in common with. For example, if you look at the recruitment network, it consists of a group of people dedicated to open networking with innovation, integrity, and transparency. These are people that it makes sense for me to be connected to. So members of the group can simply go through the membership list to find people that they want to connect to, and simply follow a few easy steps to send an invite and connect to people. Now, some steps that I follow in sending out connection invitations within the groups that I'm a member of, or in case in the recruitment that I'm the owner of, is that I introduce myself as the group owner or member, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to provide a point of reference and establish common ground. Also, membership in the same group and having common connections establish a sense of credibility at this end. Then what I do is I mention the intent of my invite. For example, I mentioned that the group promotes professional networking, and in the spirit, I'm extending an invitation to connect to them. So by following these methods, I get a very successful response to all the invitations that I send across. And LinkedIn group is also a great way to raise your current profile. Like I said, the name of the group creator is clearly featured as the owner of the group on LinkedIn. So it's a high visibility for you. The more you contribute quality content and positive group engagement, the more your community will support you and consider you as an expert in your industry. With this, we move to the next slide. Yeah, and before we proceed to the actual creation of the group, I just want to mention a small word, that is, as with any exercise, any benefits from LinkedIn call for an investment in time. It's not going to happen overnight, so let us be very clear about that. So if you think that you're going to set up your LinkedIn group in today, and by end of the year you're going to feature in the top 100 LinkedIn groups, I mean, it can be possible if you are targeting that niche segment, but again, it requires a bit of a time for people to identify you, to people to realize that, okay, this is one group that would really give me value, and then be associated with it. So be prepared to invest a lot of time and effort in case you're going to set up a LinkedIn group. So with that, I'm going to be request people to move to the next slide, please. Yeah. So moving to the next slide, before starting a group, there are a few things that you will want to consider. That is, you need to create a plan to create a group, and this is it takes some time to think about your short and long-term strategy. Will take you a long way towards making a group successful. Think carefully about what you want to achieve, because at the end of the day, your objective will drive the rest of your decisions over here. So it's a good idea to use the LinkedIn groups directory to see the type of groups that already exist. For example, I've provided a snapshot over here, and if I do a quick search on the key term recruitment network, I find there are close to 1,680 results that show up with that particular keyword, and with my group appearing right at the top. So tomorrow, if you want to set up, say, a recruitment group and just type recruitment in that search tab, you will find a lot more groups covering up over there. And so before you start your own group, just try and see the competition, see if whatever you're trying to address is already being covered in any of these groups, and whether it makes sense to start a new group or join an existing one. The next thing is choosing your group name is very, very important. And it is a good practice to take time to consider which keywords your target members will be searching for, and making sure your group name includes these keywords. That is vital to creating a group. And once you have decided the name of the group, the next thing you do is to create an appropriate logo. Now, before I proceed with this, just also want to mention that when you're thinking of your own group name over here, just try and do a search on Google to see that you're not trying to, I mean, the name is not from a leading company. For example, you're not creating a LinkedIn group for Microsoft if you're not associated with Microsoft, or if you're not a Microsoft employee who's been asked to create a Microsoft group. So something like that. So try and keep it in a broad manner, so that tomorrow no organizations approach you to say that this was the name of our organization and you should have checked with us first. So on that point. And also on the group logos, a key point to keep in mind is that group logos that are displayed on the profiles are actually quite small. And a good practice in this end is to follow is not to cram lots of hard to read text into the small image. So this is what we see very often, that people want to just put in a lot of information into that logo. And if it's a LinkedIn group logo, the size is going to be very, very small on your profile page. So if you crammed up a lot of data, matter of fact is that people won't be able to read your logo anyway. So just try to keep it a bit clean if possible. And there are many free online websites that can help you with this to create your own logos over there. So once you've created the group name and the logo sorted out, it's a good idea to prepare a series of discussion topics that you think the group members would be interested in. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to join a group which is empty, wherein nobody is discussing anything. And you can post them on your group in a planned manner over the coming weeks to really kickstart the interaction. And it would be a good idea to aim to have 2 to 4 discussions available when the group goes live, so that there is already content for the members to comment on and engage when they first enter the group. So moving on to the next slide now. And what we'll look at is creating a group from scratch. Now this is the easiest thing to do on LinkedIn, and this is a very easy process to start with. You just click on the group button on the top tab for a drop down menu and select create a group option. So what you need to do is you key in the group name, brief description of the group, the owner details, and finally upload the group logo from your computer. And with reference to member access to your group, LinkedIn group, it provides you options to moderate your group. So if you want anyone to be able to join your group without your approval, just click on the open access option. And if you want to control who joins, then just click on the request to join option, which will help you moderate it better. Now, as a thumb rule, it is always better to have a request to join option so that you can identify spammers, and it's not very hard or tough nowadays. And what I've seen on LinkedIn for the past couple of years is that it is very easy to identify spammers who are trying to join your group. So few examples would be, if you just look at a person trying to join into your group, they normally have a photograph on the LinkedIn profile, and probably have 5 or 10, at least minimum 5 to 10 connections, which would involve their colleagues, people that they know, things like that. But if you have people trying to join your group with 0 connections, with no photographs of the profile, and a weird name, for example, a name like Jess B.B. So 9 or 10 times this could be a spammer profile. So if a mix and match of all these things, and over a period of time you will get to know which is a spammer profile, which is not. And you can even go back to their LinkedIn profile before approving or disapproving their request to join the group. And what you will find is that LinkedIn profiles which are authentic in nature normally list out their education or their previous organizations, some few key details like that. But spammer profiles just have the last position, and 9 or 10 times they'll not be complete. So a good way to identify those profiles at that point. So after you paste in all that information, you just click on the create button at the bottom of the page, and you're good to go, and your group is created. So with that, we'll move on to the next slide. Kapil. So once we have created the group, the next step is to invite members into your LinkedIn group. So this is a very important step, because this is what we all want. We all want our LinkedIn groups to be at the very top, and that can only happen with discussions and a lot of people who have joined your group. So now that your group is ready to go, it's time to get the word out over there. And with thousands of groups in the LinkedIn groups directory, it is important for you to be proactive in making your group more discoverable at this stage. The easiest way to build membership in your group is by reaching out to those who already have an affinity for using LinkedIn tools. So what you can do at this point in time is just look for people in relevant groups. So you can even look at your competition and post a discussion over there by joining that group, saying that, for example, if it's recruitment, what I did is I went to all these top groups on recruitment, and I just mentioned over there that we've opened a new group on recruitment, and we have some key members who are already a part of that group. So would welcome you all to also join that group and participate in the discussions that are going on over there. So this is something, and if you take some prominent names over there, it helps. So tap into your individual network to start spreading the word on LinkedIn, and at that very stage you'll find people trickling down initially, and then the flow will start. You can also use the send invitations option, which is present in the manage groups section once you've created your group, to send out invitations to fellow LinkedIn members. So even that is a good way to ask people to join your group in case if people are not coming to your group directly. So you can even send them invitations so that they come and view your group and then start joining in. Moving on to the next slide. So now you have your group created and you've started adding people to your group. It is important to promote your group on LinkedIn, because unless you promote, it's not going to get visible, like I mentioned. And the easiest way to promote your group is by reaching out to your fellow co-workers and past colleagues. Leverage your existing network to get your group started. These are people like I just mentioned, use your fellow co-workers, your past colleagues, your friends who are already there on LinkedIn. So spread the message via them. And use the network status messages on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook to broadcast interesting discussions which are happening from your group. Invite key experts to join and engage. This is a great way to grow and promote your network. Identify, now one thing that you would ask me is that how do I know that how do I identify key experts? So key experts are influential people in your industry. So if, for example, if it happens to be recruitment, and if you go to 5 or 6 of the top sites, you will find these influential people commenting and starting a lot of discussions in these groups. So see what they're talking about, participate in those discussions, and ultimately try and win them over, because the sooner you win them over and they join your group, the better it is for your group. And in the development stage of the group or later, if a discussion slows down, start discussions, because at any point in time, I mean, the discussions should not dry up. There should be a lot of open-ended posts to stimulate discussions. One more thing that you can probably do to ensure that your people are interested in your group is share and distribute content.
Talking that the next thing that we need to do is sharing and distributing content, and it is a good way to promote your LinkedIn group, as it helps in attracting members to join the group. And just like any other social network, content is a key success factor over here. And you can promote blog articles, books, white papers, events, invitations, and webinars in the group to increase participation. One thing that you need to be a bit careful of in this regard is that any content that has not been created by you per se, you need to get a permission in place. You need to get an approval from the content owner, so that tomorrow they don't come back and ask you to take off that information, or you run up in legal trouble over there. So check with them, even if it's as simple as an event that you're just sharing with your group members, and which will help them increase the event participation. But always it's good practice to have this cross-check and have the permissions in place. So while your group is progressing, it is also important to look at some key steps to manage your group to ensure your group's momentum. And moving on to the next slide,
Sure, Justin. Now the next is on managing your LinkedIn group, which has 5 points, right?
Yes. So I have listed down some points. I'm just trying to have a look at the slide over here at my end as well. So I'm just trying to list down some points that has helped me manage my group over the last couple of years. And I feel the most important thing is to be an active manager. Every registration, when I say an active manager, you need to be sure that every registration needs to manage your group. Because if you don't do it, if you have the auto approval in place, then chances are you have a lot of spam coming in and entering your group. What you should also be doing is you should also treat your members with a welcome email telling them how they can use the group, interact with you, and how to get in touch with you if required. Active moderation is also important in maintaining a vibrant, welcoming group, and this is something that really impresses group members and helps them feel a part of the group. Also, identifying influential members in a group that can actively host discussions and become prominent as posters. It is a good idea to support them, to encourage them, because they are the catalyst of a thriving group, and they are the ones who are going to help you grow your group. Now, what you also have as a key tool with you is announcements. So, if you look at the managed information manager group option on your LinkedIn tab, you will find that there is a announcement feature which you can use. You can send out weekly announcements, and you can send relevant information out to the group members to tell them what's new, what is happening in the group, what are the key events that took place, or what are the key discussions that have taken place, or in short, this keep them engaged. It helps you to keep them engaged in a group at any point in time. And last but not least, use the poll function to ask questions and to understand the group preferences. Now, one thing that you need to understand is that a LinkedIn group is not about you. It is also about the people who are a part of. So you need to do a pulse check, if I can put that word, at regular intervals to check what is it that people want in your group to keep it engaged, to keep it more successful. So if you know what your target group wants, then you can provide it to them. But don't always assume that, okay, this is something that I think the group members would like. For example, there is a concept of open group and a closed group on LinkedIn. So at the very start, when you're creating a LinkedIn group, you have the option of creating an open group and a member-only group. So open group is something that appears on the web and is transparent. That is, anybody with the internet access can access those discussions and find out what's happening. At the same time, there's a lot of members who are opposed to it. So if you think that a group is doing well, and suddenly one fine day you say that, you know what, I think let's make it transparent, and this would help me increase the number of members in my group, and click on the open group option. It might happen that a lot of people in your group are not open to that transparency. So they won't start leaving your group. Or it might even happen in some cases that I'm aware of, that people have listened to the group owners asking him to close the group because they were not comfortable with their discussions appearing online, on the open web. So they wanted a member-only viewing status over there. So keep this in mind that at the end of the group, your group is only as successful as the members perceive it and the members want in your group. So always keep your members in your mind and try to see what is it that would be of value to them, and cross-check it with them by using polls, by using your announcement features, ask them the question and they will respond back to it. So with that, I come to the end of my presentation, and just want to emphasize that LinkedIn groups provide a unique and powerful way for brands to join the professional conversation on LinkedIn. And we have a lot of motivated members and who are actively looking to connect and network with others around topics of mutual interest. And marketers have a great opportunity to help them. So it is best that you have a thoughtful plan upfront and commitment to adding value, because this will take you a long way towards attracting the right audience on LinkedIn and help you lay a foundation for deeper relationships with your customers over there. So with that, I would like to pass over the session to Kapil and take any questions that you may have right now.
Great, Subhashis. That was very, very informative. In fact, one of the very few webinars that I have listened to throughout the end, till the end, in fact, throughout the session. So I have some very, very simple question for you before I take a question from everyone else. See, the first is I want to create a LinkedIn group with 250,000 members in 3 years. Do you think it's possible? And tell me practically how much time per week or how much effort it will really take every week in the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. And or do you think it's that the time has gone now, the people who have created, it's no more possible? So in reality, right now I'm at a stage that I don't have any group. So can I do that, and how much time will it really take?
Okay, so I'll answer this question in part, and that was a great question to ask. So my first response to your question, when I start with in the middle, where you say that does it make sense for me to start a group because there are already a lot of groups out there. And you think any new group that we create would reach 250,000 members? So my quick response to that would be never try, never gain. Because don't try, you never know. But the matter of the fact is that every day people create groups because they believe their groups tomorrow can reach that number. And not only reach it, they can cross that number. And I have myself helped a few of the people set up their groups and promote discussions over there. And we've seen a rapid increase over there in the member status over a couple of months. Like I said, in one of my sites, that it requires patience. So as long as you have patience, it will work out. Like I remember when I started off in 2007, not many people believed in what I was doing, and because it was just a starting phase at that time. And to be very frank, even I did not know that it would reach this number, which is how we say. But I kept believing in my group, and I knew that if I kept helping people, because that's what it was at the end of the day, I not only, also, if you look at the group, we not only answer queries via discussions, I also promote, help entrepreneurs in promoting their services to the greater audience across the globe. So that is something that I do, and what has happened is that over a period of time, I've had a lot of people reach up to me and saying that, can you, this is my business, and I just need to get the word out. Can you help me in this? And what I do is, I just send out the information via announcement. I include it as a brief paragraph over there, and people have come back to me saying that that was phenomenal because the kind of traffic that I received on my website, just by one announcement, was something that I was totally thrilled with. So, and the amount of effort that was the second part of the question. So, effort is going to be there. So, seriously, whether you decide to invest 15 minutes or 1 hour in your group will again decide the way and the speed at which your group will grow. So, if you can dedicate only 10 minutes, then it will grow at a slow pace. Whereas, if you can dedicate, say, 1 or 2 hours in a day, then it will grow at a faster pace. So, it again, the onus lies with the group owner. How much of an effort that he or she is able to, spare over here. And to give my example, when I started off, I used to give something like an hour a day, so 1.5 hours a day at that point in time. And today, there are days when I can give 1 hour a day, and there are days when I can give only 5 minutes. So it again depends. So, but as a group owner, you have to be cognitive of the fact that the amount of effort that you put in would be directly proportional to the growth. So the more effort you put in, the better the faster your group will grow.
Got it. Great. Thanks a lot. That was pretty comprehensive. So another question that I have is, one is that you start your own group, right? Another is you go and participate in the existing group where your relevant target audience are currently participating. So in practical terms, what I see is one difference is that it's your aggregated audience, so there is an announcement feature which is additional, and then there is a post feature probably which is additional. Other than that, what do you think are the major advantage of taking the whole onus and starting your own group rather than just participating in another one? Is there some additional visibility of the discussions that you have?
I have in fact mentioned this at the very onset of our presentation of, there was a slide that was mentioned, benefits of having a LinkedIn group. So it is a great way for you to increase your network. And why is it very important? Because if you look at LinkedIn, earlier we had a feature called the Q&A section. So that was very, very important for people to go, and a very easy way for people to go and post their queries over there, and could have it flash to the entire LinkedIn audience, and they would go and respond to it depending on the relevance. But with LinkedIn taking off that particular feature, so we do not have a Q&A section right now. So what happens is, say you are only 200 connections in your first level connections, and I have a lot more. So if you post a query over there saying that I'm looking for database experts, are you aware of any? And if you just post it as a status update, what happens is that the visibility that is received, that you will only have 200 people viewing that status update. And you may have a lot of people responding to it, but matter of fact is that if I have a lot more connections and that a particular message gets flashed into my network status, then a lot more people will be viewing it, and a lot more people will have the opportunity to respond to that. So one-on-one, it helps you to increase your current visibility. It helps you to grow your current network, and it helps you to communicate your message easily with others. And if you're a marketer, and if you want to market your services, you have to understand that your target audience is not only the people that you're currently connected with. So if you're connected with 200 people, that is not your audience anymore. Or even if you say you join a LinkedIn group, what can you do? You can post discussions over there, but at the end of the day, it is the group owner who has that particular feature to post it as a featured discussion and share it with the wider audience. So unless you have a good rapport with the group owner, in case you're a group member, your message is just going to get lost in that entire traffic. So because if you're joining a very successful group, 9 or 10 times, you'll have close to 10 to 15 discussions happening every day. And say you posted a query at the very start, chances are your discussion will go down the ladder, and the most relevant discussions will be shown up. So people might miss your discussion. Whereas if you want to promote your services, if you want something answered, the best way to do it is reaching out via an announcement. Because then it ensures that all the group members have that information, and they can definitely respond back to it as and when they see.
Got it. Great. So I'll take up some more questions like Faisal Faruqi. He has a question that how to get a loyal communicator base in your group to make the group more engaging. How to get a loyal communicator base in your group to make it more engaging.
So you're trying to say how to increase the loyalty? Is that?
No, I think what he wants to ask is that you can get people to join in, but for people to really initiate discussion and comment on the existing discussion, so how to get the loyal communicator base so as to make group more engaging?
So, see, if you look at LinkedIn, you have a lot of professionals over there, and this is a great question because this is the first question that I faced when I started my group. It is all, like I mentioned, it is always good to have your own set of discussion topics when you start the group and have influential people coming and responding to it. And matter of the fact is that when you start a discussion and you have influential people coming in and commenting on it or starting their own threads, they will also have their set of influencers who will follow them into your groups. So your engagement over there will start off initially when you have these right things going on your way. But what you need to understand is that even if the communications are going down, you can have open-ended questions coming in, and you can also start promoting people who are really contributing to your particular group by showcasing their discussions on announcements, saying that mentioning them in your announcements, featuring their discussions, having them at the very top. So this would encourage them to post more in a group and engage more in a group. And say even if you have started a discussion or a discussion has been started in a group and you find it is very relevant and people are commenting on it, engage with the people who are over there. Like, just after 5, 6, 7, just mention your comment over there saying that this is a great discussion happening over here. And, let's thank you so and so for your participation. Some small gestures like that. It helps people to feel recognized. It's always good to feel recognized at the end of the day. The more you make the members feel engaged in your community, in your group, the better it is and the faster it will grow. And you will, after a certain size that it passes, you find that groups will automatically start posting their own messages and what you would need at that point in time is to moderate them better. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, Faisal, I hope you have got the answers. Just let me know if there is any follow-up question you have. So I think it's all about, first of all, get the people who are already influencers and communicators and make them participate and encourage them by showcasing an announcement, whatever is happening, and treat all the communication with respect, whatever is user generated, to encourage them further. That's what I got out of it. So another question is from Rakesh Arora. He said that how many times I have found that LinkedIn members connections do not respond. So how to handle this situation?
So that's again a good question because see, at the end of the day, you will always have a set of people who do not respond to your messages. So like I said, it is always good to keep engagement going. So if you only are a person who does not respond to or say you have your own group in this case, I'll just give an example. When I send out announcements and I ask my group a question saying that, you know what, I'm trying to make these changes in the group. Just want to run this idea through you, saying that are you guys comfortable with this? Do you have any ideas that you think would be better than what I'm proposing? Things like that. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to engage with the community over there. So even if I send it out to 250,000 members and I share it as a 50 link, I see the stat that I have more than say 50% of open rates for that particular link. So I know that people are reading the message. But at the end of the day, it will only be a limited set of numbers who will respond back. That has always been the case, and this is the Achilles heel, if I may put that way, in a digital media scenario. So the number of respondents are always on the lower side, but your message does get read. So what you can probably do to drive your engagement at that level is whoever responded back, try and reward them in certain manner. It doesn't have to be monetary reward, but just mention to them that thank you so much for your feedback that you provided on this discussion, and as added incentive, all these 5 members get that one-time facility that if they have any discussions that they want to post as a featured discussion, it will be given to them on a first-come, first-served basis. So, as a group member, if you are getting that particular slot over there in a good group to feature your discussion, to have your discussion featured and pinned right at the very top, then that is a reward in itself. And information that I as a group owner provided to that member, saying that so and so provided his comments and took the time to grow the group and add value to the group. That helps because people didn't understand that it's not a silent group and people are responding back to it. So in some ways, what you're trying to do is you're also trying to reinforce that you see other people are giving their points, their thoughts on this. So how about even you go forward and provide your thoughts on this as well. So I have to motivate them is what I'm saying. You're using different means.
Got that. Great. And another question is asked by Ajay Mishra. What he's saying is that what are the common methodologies to make one's profile more searchable on LinkedIn?
So having a group, a successful group added to your name definitely makes you more searchable on LinkedIn. And earlier, like I said, we used to have a Q&A section wherein people could post their queries and you as group members or group owners or senior individual capacity as well used to go over there and respond to their queries. Now this really was helping members to increase their visibility over there. With LinkedIn taking the feature down, now what matters is you should be more active in your network. So if you find people are asking questions and if you have answers to them, definitely respond back to it. And what happens is the moment you respond back to it, now LinkedIn has that three-degree connection approach. So supposing I ask a question and Kapil responds back to it. Kapil may only have 20 connections and I may have 5 connections, but matter of the fact is that the moment he responds back to my connection and I acknowledge it, it gets flashed to my entire network. So my entire network understands that Kapil is a SME over there or an expert over there who has knowledge about this. So automatically you will have people taking interest in Kapil's discussions, and somehow this would help people increase their visibility and participation in the longer run.
Got it. Great. So there's another question asked by Sonam Mahajan. She's saying, what should be the ratio of informational and selling post on a LinkedIn group? Or is it
I'm sorry?
Informational and selling post? So sales oriented, right? So
selling oriented.
Yeah, selling oriented. So is it all right to try to sell on LinkedIn group or not? That's also what she's asking.
Okay, so I would mention that there is no ratio. So try and promote anything and everything that you feel your group would benefit from. So that is a thumb rule. So if it is a sales post, I'll again take an example. Say an XYZ company approaches me saying that can you promote my services to the group? My first question to them would be, how will my group members benefit from your offer? So even if say they're selling anything like IT software or say a recruitment software, my quick question to them, my first question in fact what I ask them is that, see, I can definitely help you promote your service, but it needs to have a benefit from my group members, because unless I can show some benefit to my members saying that if you go out on your own for this particular software, recruitment software, you will get for say $10, but if you go through the network, you will get for $8. And what I'm trying to do is provide that additional benefit to my group members over there. So always look out for your group members, always put your group in front of yourself and say, how will my group benefit? And so even if you have any non-selling advertisements, for example, you have some upcoming free webinars coming up which you have identified and you think would be relevant for your group members, just mention it in your group, and over a period of time you find that even group members will try and approach you saying that this is a service which will definitely help group members in this manner, can you help me promote it? It's as simple as that. So to answer that, there is no ratio. I mean, in one message you can have as much as say, if you have 4 messages going on, you can have all the 4 being sales, or you can even have all the 4 being non-sales. But send only those messages that you feel would benefit the group members. Because at the end of the day, if the group members find your announcements or the messages or the discussions beneficial, they will start pushing your group. So you need to be very careful of that.
Got it, Subhashish. Thank you very much. Guys, by the way, I'm just putting up a poll in front of you with 3 questions. The first is that if you want to participate in our training, just let us know. Or if you want to participate in an online course, let us know. The third is if you really need any support from Subhashish on LinkedIn group, just mention yes over there and I'll help you connect with Subhashish, whoever want any support. So just please fill up this poll survey. Simultaneously, if you have any other question, just mention it in the chat section. I hope I have picked up all the questions that you have asked so far. So by the time we are putting it up, Subhashish, one question I have for you is that, when you started the whole session, you talked about how moderation is becoming a problem for you, right? How the whole thing of forced moderation, which LinkedIn has introduced, is becoming a problem for you since there's so much of a volume that you have to deal with. At the same time, when you were talking about managing your LinkedIn group, you stressed upon that moderate your group for quality. So the question is that when you were not moderating it, what was the kind of spamming experience you were dealing with and how were you handling it at that time?
So Kapil, I was always moderating my group, but for example, what happens is that earlier, the first time when Kapil posted a message on my group, and I found that this is something that is very beneficial. I gave Kapil the rights to post it, post messages without having a moderation coming in place.
Okay.
Because after a couple of times, I understand that Kapil does not spam the group. But now what happens is that every time when Kapil posts, it will go into moderation. That's the additional task that I've had. That if I know for certain that yes, Kapil does post good messages for my group, I've given him the access that he can post anytime he feels like, and he doesn't have to wait for that. That is how I'm trying to make you feel special as a group member. I'm trying to promote you as a group member over there. But if Kapil has to wait every time for a group post to be moderated, and say I get delayed in moderating that, and there is a 2 or 3 day delay in posting your message over there on the group, you somehow get a bad taste in your mouth.
Absolutely.
What's this? I posted something very relevant and so it's not posted in the group. So why should I post here anymore? So this is a challenge that a lot of the top group owners are facing right now. And a way to go about that is to have multiple group managers in the group. And in fact, I guess I'm the only one with such a big group size and no managers right now. I do this only in my capacity. And the reason of not having any managers till now is because I've not come across any managers who don't want to do this for a personal benefit, but want to do it for the benefit of the group. Let me put it that way. And in the past, whenever we have had people come out and reach out to me for group management, what has happened is that they were more interested in capturing the entire list of groups, exporting the list and creating their own group. So, that's when you pick your managers, you have to be very careful that they, you know them well, so that, collectively you can both look forward to growing the group and not just have a bad taste in your mouth later on.
Got it, great. Thanks for sharing the details. We've already 3 minutes over. There are actually a couple of more questions. One asked by Sonam. She wants to know a little bit more on the endorsement on LinkedIn. Does that really matter? Which is not part of the LinkedIn group.
In fact, like I said, that LinkedIn is a professional network. So it may look like it does not matter, but say I'm applying for a job tomorrow, and I have the first thing that any recruiter does today.
So as I was saying that one of the key things that I'm sorry, in fact, I lost my train of thought. Can you please repeat the question over there for me? I just lost
Yeah, the question was the endorsement. So you were talking about the value of endorsement.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So endorsements are very useful because, like I was giving an example of a job scenario, and in any job scenario today, people look at LinkedIn as the most proficient and reliable information. So if you have recommendations from people in your organization, or if you have endorsements from key industry leaders, they take it as a thumb rule that you have the skill set that they're looking for in that relevant area. So, for example, if you're applying for a digital marketing manager position, and you have a lot of key industry experts who have endorsed you for that, and you also have a lot of recommendations to back you up, which appear on LinkedIn, then it becomes easier for you to close that opportunity without worrying about the competition so much. So.
Great. So I think there's one last question, even though we have 5 minutes already over with this. So I'll just take that up also, and then we'll close for the day. If I actively, that's been asked by Zenia, if I actively participate on numerous LinkedIn groups, will people in my network who are not member of that group will be able to see my posts and discussion?
So whenever you start a discussion in a LinkedIn group, it automatically flashes on your network status. But you have to be careful that only those discussions that have been initiated by you flash. Or if you're posting to a particular discussion, then it will come as so and so responded to a discussion by this comment. It will come as that. But if you are a group owner and you want all your discussions to be flashing to your individual network over there, that is actually not a good, the safest thing to do is because you don't know what kind of messages always crop up on the group, and you would only want to highlight the top group discussions taking place. So if you look at your group at any point in time and you find a good set of discussions that you can identify, always flash them onto your network status saying that these are some group discussions that are taking place in the group. Would you like to participate? And something that encourage people to join in those discussions, flash it by Twitter, on your Facebook profile, so that it increases the visibility of that.
Great. So, and then Subhashis, I really want to thank you for a really informative session. I'm sure it has helped all of us, and very soon you might see one of us building a group like you, which is a dream for most of us. And really congratulations on having such a active and a large size group. Everybody, my apologies for the logistical issues you have faced. I hope you've been able to hear Subhashish properly during that period. In case you have any question or concern and that has not been answered, just mention it on the page where we have listed down the webinar, and we'll respond to that. Or if you have any other question, just mail me at kapil@digitalvidya.com, or I'll respond back to you. And everyone for taking time out. Yeah, Subhashish, anything from your side?
Thank you everyone for this. And in case if you have any queries, you can reach out to Kapil over here, and I've also provided my details of Twitter and LinkedIn. So feel free to join with me on LinkedIn and Twitter, and I could respond back to you on any of the queries, or you can just have a professional relationship going on over there. Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks Subhashish. The session is over. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.